and gentlemen, we're back. Real Deal Talk. We've got another world-renowned MMA fighter in the house, ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Bernal.
How's
Welcome,
it going?
bro.
Good to be in the building.
How are you, man?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Fantastic. All right, let's get down here, bro. I know you're not fighting in Epic 57. However, you fought in Epic 55,
Yeah.
right?
54 and 55.
54 and 55. I'm hearing that you had a legendary fight in your first ever Epic fighting productions. Was it Epic? Was it 54?
54, yeah. I fought against Jared Turner. We were
Yeah.
the first fight of the night. And that was a fire Epic card. I'm pretty sure we set that card off right. You know, that was, in my opinion, fight of the night, even though it didn't get fight of the night.
Yeah.
That was a banger first fight. That was my camo debut there, too. So,
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard about this, man. They said it was just ridiculous. You guys went at it, and you took it to him because
Yeah, I was dominating most of the fight. A little bit of a rough start, you know, the adrenaline dump. But
Yeah.
once I found my rhythm, I was just dominating up until like the last 20 seconds of the third round. Just, you get caught, you know. I got caught with the uppercut.
Yeah.
I got dropped, but you know, I didn't get knocked out or anything. I caught myself on the way down. You know, they didn't give me enough time to recover. But I would love to run that one back with Jared.
hey, you heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Epic 58, 59, maybe. Jason, what do you think? We run that one back?
Let's get that for the belt. Go
I
win
say
a
we
couple
do it,
more.
man.
I'll come back. I'll win that belt against Jared Turner. That'd be a
Jared
good
Turner,
storyline.
where you at, bro? Let's go. Let's run it back, dude. I just heard it was just a ridiculous fight. Incredible fights. All right, let's do it. Epic 58, 59. I don't know, Jason. Make it happen. Let's call Harvey. Let's get Harvey on this. All right, so anyway, let's go back.
go, Harvey.
Let's go, Harvey. Come on, man. Matchmaker. Let's go, bro. Let's make this match. All right, so let's go back. How old are you now?
I'm 22. I just turned 22 in March.
22 in March. Okay, and how long have you been training? Like when you started, any type of training at all? Wrestling, boxing, anything?
My first, like my base would be boxing. That's what I first started with. 2019, I was 17, and I was 275 pounds back then.
275 pounds?
Yeah, I fight at 155 now, but I weigh
how's that possible,
275.
bro?
Just fucking eating chips all day and fucking junk food all day when I was younger, you know. And just no self-control.
275?
Yeah, it was bad. So I was really heavy set, and I was just kind of tired, you know, of not being able to like be athletic
Yeah.
like, at all. I didn't have an athletic bone in my body, and I was working with a personal trainer for like a little bit trying to lose weight. I just couldn't make it happen, and eventually I found my coach Julio. I seen him holding pads at a gym that I was training at. And
which gym is this? Which gym?
it was at Self-Made. Up in
Self-Made.
Temecula, yeah.
Okay.
And I seen him, holding pads for some of his guys, a class that he was teaching on a mat space that they had, and then the rest is history. He offered me to come. And,
That's
try out
what
the class.
attracted you to do it.
Yeah. And I've always really like had my eye on mainly boxing. I was never into like MMA or like when I would see UFC. I thought it was pretty brutal. Like you see someone gets kicked in the head with a shin bone, and I was like, that ain't for me, bro. Like that's like bare shin on someone's body, like getting kicked. I didn't like any of that, but so I just started off with boxing, and over the first couple of years, that was my interest. I started losing weight. I was like maybe around close to like 200 pounds finally, like almost 75 pounds down.
That
And I
came from
remember,
training. That just came
yeah,
from straight
just training, just straight training. Nothing too crazy, just training. Being in there, I started working at the gym, helping teach kids classes, and then slowly like took the role of now I help manage the gym, so I'm the manager there. And so me and Julio, we have our other coaches, Tony and Manny. They all help out really well, and it's become the growth has been insane since I've been there too. I've seen Team Overtime grow a lot, a shit ton from when I first started there, and I've grown, and Coach Julio's grown, and everyone else has grown around us just equally. We've started spiking up over the past couple of years. So we've seen 3 of our guys back in 2022, I believe. They all had MMA fights at Gladiator Challenge, like Moses mentioned in his interview. And same thing, I seen them fight, and I was like, this is sick as fuck. Like I would do MMA, like it's pretty sick. So I started training, and kind of the rest is history.
And so now what's your team name again?
Team Overtime.
Team Overtime.
Yeah.
Are you training at a Self-Made?
No, that was just back then, that year.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, we moved away from Self-Made to our own location.
And what's the gym called now?
Team Overtime.
Oh, that's the actual gym. Gotcha.
So, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
And
Coach
this is-
Julio is Julio Overtime. That's my coach. That's
Nice.
his nickname. So Team Overtime is his. He just used Self-Made for a little bit, be able to have his hold pads for people and everything.
I'm glad we put the nickname Overtime to Julio. I
Yeah.
like that. Now we know.
Yeah.
So I like that. And this is in Temecula?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So the first thing you saw was Julio with some pads.
Yeah.
So you figured let me start some boxing.
Yeah.
But then you started thinking MMA was really cool, right?
Yeah.
That's how it evolved.
I just see it as like it's the purest form of martial arts. You
Yeah.
know, it's everything. You have to know everything, and honestly, now it's just became a lot more funner than just boxing. Where like boxing's fun, you know, I love it, but you're just throwing hands. It's like if someone knows how to double leg you, and you don't know how to stop that, you're gonna get mauled, you know,
Yeah,
by
you're
that
done.
guy. So I would rather know how to be the best fighter there is rather than just the best boxer there is.
Totally. And that's what MMA is all about.
Yeah.
Okay, so then so that's 17 years old roughly, right? What would you say your favorite discipline is so far out of all the mixed martial arts?
Well, you could see it in all my fights. Boxing is still always going to be
yeah.
my base. I'm a stand-up guy. I have shot a couple takedowns in my fights, but I love it when the fight's standing. I've always dominated everyone on the feet in all my fights, even if I've lost. You could tell striking is my forte.
I love it. And so now what, because I've talked about this before. I talked about pretty much in every interview how fighting and training this much. How often do you train?
I train every day.
Every day?
6-7 days a week. Yeah.
6-7 days a week. How many
Yeah.
hours a day?
Who knows? Probably 3-4 hours a day. I'm there. I would say 4 hours, 2 in the morning, 2 at night.
Yeah.
That's at the very least. You know, sometimes we'll stay after. Normally the nighttime sessions like from 6 to 8, but we'll even stay until 8:30 sometimes. You know, or just sometimes even till 9. Just depending how deep we are into training camp. You know, if we got a fight coming up, it's overtime for a reason. You know, we're
Yeah.
always working
Overtime,
you know?
baby. Julio overtime. And do you have a fight coming up? Just one on the radar.
I have one next Saturday.
Oh, you do?
June 1st at Dan Hendo's Fight Night. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where's this at?
Hendo's Fight Night. It's literally right down the street from our gym.
In Temecula.
Yeah, Temecula.
Nice. Do you know who you're fighting? You know who you're fighting?
Yeah, I know I'm fighting. Yeah, I forgot his record. Oh, 0-4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's down for a scrap. You know, I know he trains like at a UFC gym or whatever. But like I said, you can't. I know my abilities in striking are good, and I've just been focusing on my jiu-jitsu. We cross-train with 10 Planet San Diego. We're a sister school for them. So we're going down there, you know, working with them, getting our grappling in check. An epic fighting champ. I think one of the first epic fighting champs, Manny Murillo, he's our wrestling coach at the gym.
Yeah.
So he's been giving me that wrestling work. I've become a well-rounded fighter rather than just a striker now.
Right.
So I believe in all my capabilities, whether it's stand-up or on the ground now. I don't feel threatened in any way.
I love
especially by this guy that I'm fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
But there's no question you're starting to stand up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You always start on the feet, right?
Yeah, I'll never shoot a takedown right off the bat. You know, never gonna pull that out of me. I'll never shoot a scared takedown. That's for sure. Yeah.
I love it, dude. All right, so again, getting back to the training regimen, the amount of time that you train, the amount of hours, the amount of days, it's completely abnormal. So what is it that drives you? Why do you do this? What's your driving factor? What keeps you moving forward when you're feeling the pain, the blood, the sweat, the tears? Everything.
I think just growing up without a dad was probably the main reason. Dad's just been in prison most of my life, so I never knew how to like fight or kind of defend myself or even just talk up for myself. Like when people would try to bully me for being fat.
Yeah.
And so I would never be able to do anything about it. I would just kind of stay silent or know how to use my words to kind of like get them to not, you know, start a fight with me because I knew I would lose any fight that I would be in. So I just think just that, you know, I mean, being from helpless and like the fat kid to now I'm like some 155er, you know, I fight, I'm doing MMA, and sometimes it's unreal to me when I think how my life is now compared to how it was 5 years ago and just the mentality and like the complete 180-degree shift that it had. It's kind of surreal to me sometimes too, but I mean, I just kind of go with the flow and I'm just like, that's who I am now, you know, that's who I'm going to be for the rest of my life. I don't ever see myself doing anything else other than becoming like the greatest fighter.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
So going back to when you were younger and fat,
Yeah.
did you get picked on? Did you get bullied?
Yeah, plenty. All my life I had to deal with that, just being the fat kid. There's, you know, I grew up in Rialto, so like San Bernardino County, so it's not the prettiest area.
Right.
But I mean, it was whatever, you know, my grandma raised me and my aunt, so, you know, I love them very much. Shout out to them.
Yep.
You know, same thing, grandma's cooking is always hard to resist
Yes.
during the weight cuts, but definitely has been a huge factor. You know, I still live with them right now, but definitely has been a huge factor of me not getting into any, like, whether it's a gangs or just any kind of violence or stupidity around the streets growing up was definitely because of them. Just kind of kept me out of that.
That's your grandma.
Yeah.
And how did she start raising you? How did that happen?
Just dad going to prison,
Yep.
and then
What age were you when he went to prison?
I think I was like 5.
Okay.
So yeah.
Do you remember him at all?
I mean, yeah, I remember a lot from when I was little. I remember that night he got arrested. I was with him. So, yeah, there's just he's always been in contact, but never got the chance to have that kind of father figure in my life.
Right.
So that's definitely a driving factor too. Just wanted to kind of prove more so to myself. To other people, it's nice when they acknowledge it, but I think it's more so for myself. It could be selfish or not, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's in that cage.
That's right.
No one else is in there holding your hand.
Yep.
So you have to be the one to believe in yourself and kind of fuel yourself and run off of that fuel that you're giving yourself.
How about moms? What's going on with Ma?
She just, maybe was just into drugs and just never really around. Would keep me in bad areas. So she wasn't capable of taking care of me.
Okay.
So that's why my grandma was the best option to take care of me. She took me in like her son.
Oh,
And
that's amazing.
That's basically what it's felt like my whole life. Even though she's my grandma,
Yeah.
it's just felt like she's just been my mom because she's taken that role. So,
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
How much do you fight for your grandma? Like this, is she in your mind when you're fighting, when you're pushing?
Definitely, I'll definitely think about them. Like I think about them before I go fight and everything, and I think about how they've I do make sacrifices in terms of like family time. There is I'm always in the gym, and now they've come to understand that too, which is nice. So I love them for that, and I also fight harder so that way they also know it's not a waste of time.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's my choice if I want to keep doing it, and I am, and no one can stop that. But at the end of the day, I also want other people to know that I'm going in the right direction with this too. So that definitely fuels me to go out there and show them. They've been really impressed every time I show them my fights. Still, they always watch the pay-per-views. That's why I love that.
Oh, they do?
Epic has the pay-per-view, so I love that. Yeah, they'll sit home and they'll watch the pay-per-views. So they've watched all my fights. Yeah, whenever they have a pay-per-view, I like them sitting at home watching it because I know it's crazy watching it in person. You hear the cracks in person when someone's getting popped in the face or getting kicked, and it sounds a lot worse than it is. Yeah.
I was gonna ask if they ever been to a live fight.
Just my aunt. She went to like this one gladiator challenge fight I had against some heavyweight, but I just got sat on for like 3 rounds.
Oh,
so
God.
she like freaked out, and that's what kind of told me. That's when I kind of told them I was like, if they have a pay-per-view, you guys could just stay home and watch the pay-per-view, and you don't even have to go watch the fight. You just watch from your home. In case I do get knocked out, they could just go back to bed.
That's right.
Yeah.
You want to actually hear the brutal whatever the smack sound. Yeah, you can't hear it as much as home. So keep them in the house, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So who would you say? Would you say that Julio's like kind of a father figure to you, or who would you say he's been a father figure to you?
I would say Julio's definitely like a mentor.
Yeah.
To me, father figure, I don't know. That's like a hard question. I just think I got used to my whole life accepting the fact that like I don't have a father figure. I mean, the closest thing was I did have a grandpa, someone that my grandma was married to. And I'm Hispanic, but he was a Caucasian man, but he was very loving. And he helped raise me in a way. He adopted me technically by law before he passed away in 2019, which is the same year I started training.
Yeah.
So that was a good shift in my life as well. But yeah, he's the reason that we were able to move out to Temecula and move out of Rialto and that a more bad area, poverty written area, into a luxurious home that we lived in for a little bit. And now we just live in a nice, a really nice house compared to what we lived in. It's truly a blessing to what he did in my life, and he definitely left a big impact still not being here.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude.
So I would say he was probably the closest, but yeah, I've never really had like someone that was like I don't know, like an actual father figure, because it was always weird. I had my dad, but it's like I can't touch him. It's just like I could talk to him on the phone and be like, oh, you're my dad, but it's a little hard to imagine that because he's not actually there with you.
Oh, dude, I love it, man. And so talk about we're going to finish with give me about your training camp, Julio, the guys, shout them out, how much they mean to you, how much do you consider them family?
Oh, it's everything. Your family is everything. That's what you do this for. I mean, they're the closest ones. They're right there next to the cage with you before you go in. Julio, he's been there since the start. He's seen everything. He's helped shape me up into the fighter and the man that I am too. And just a lot of his teachings, I wouldn't be here without him. Just helping me mentally prepare before the fight, physically prepare, just taking the precautions he needs to take in order to make sure that I have everything going in my favor. I'm having the proper training camps, the proper teammates, the proper environment in the gym. We don't just let, Team Overtime's a family-friendly gym, but we won't just let anyone into the gym. He makes sure that whoever's going in that gym, it's it's a good environment, and you're gonna be helpful to keep that good environment around.
Yeah.
So I just think that Julio, Moses, he's fighting on the card. Kano, he's fighting on the card. Just all of our teammates. Shout them out. Our coaches, Coach Tony, Coach Manny. Everyone's a big part, and it's everybody's trainings and everybody's minds in there with you. And everybody's energy with you when you're in that cage. And all your teammates are supporting you. They're hoping you come out healthy, you come out able to fight again another day, and just come out with the dub. That's always the goal, is come out with that dub. But
That's right.
I think the comforting factor is we always want to win, but that even if you don't, you're always going to have these people with you.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing to know is it doesn't matter. Through win or loss, you'll have them with you. So I think that's the most important thing.
I love it, man. And the most important thing to the team is, number one, just as long as you gave it everything you had, it's all they care about. Did you give it everything you had?
Yeah.
We're good. We good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, this has been an honor, been a pleasure.
Of course, yeah.
Can't wait. So good luck at June 1st.
Yep.
And then can't wait to see you on either the 58 or 59 card against the rematch against, what was his name again?
Jared Turner. Let's
Jared
run it
Turner.
back, bro.
Let's run it back, brother. Let's make it happen. And then we'll interview the both of you on here, and we'll get the hype going.
Let's get it.
Yeah, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Deal Talk, Carlos Bernal. And by the way, we're going to get you a nickname too, bro.
We'll find it.
We got to, dude.
It's brewing up. One day we'll get a nickname.
It is. It's brewing. And I'll think about this. I'll get one going.
Let's get it.
All right, let's go, man. Appreciate you, dude.
Appreciate you.
Let's go. Real Deal Talk. That's a wrap.